All right, hey, Shalom. All praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim and Kakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders, great millstone that rule well through the scriptures, peace of the hopeful elect. Now, as you've seen, Wuhan for the past, it's approaching about a month now, almost about a month, if not a month. Wuhan, China. All right, and various parts of China as well, but focusing in on Wuhan is being plagued now. We know certain, a lot of diseases are man-made. What you got to understand is, even though the diseases are man-made, it's still sanctioned by the Lord. All right. See, this is
and if you notice, they making fun of the so-called blacks and Latinos because they know we the
Amos
same
3:7.
You
it says
not only they got blackface, but
Amos 3:6. It says, "Sure shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid. Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord Yahweh," that's his true name, "have not done it." All right, that's a question mark saying because he has done it. All right, and the Lord puts the spirit on these different people,
so they mocking the Israelites, man.
Scientists to create things for his purpose, man.
Dark makeup, and they mock us over there. So fuck
and what's the scripture on that?
Fuck out it,
right?
Nigga,
here go
coronavirus, NCOV, bitch. Killing your goddamn ass.
This is Proverbs.
Hey, we'll start at it in, because that's what you think of. You think we niggas, right? Now you got nigga coronavirus on your ass.
No,
fucking bitches.
Proverbs.
爸，你不同意？我怎么会不同意呢？年轻的时候是中国援非医疗队救了妈妈的命，现在中国的孩子们来到非洲为我们修铁路，还把我的小卡瑞培养得这么出色。我爱中国人，我爱中国。
Yeah, they got to say, I love Chinese people.
Oh, Proverbs 21.
Niggas run over there.
Proverbs 21:1. It says, "The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord." All right, so the king's heart, the ruler's heart, and actuality, everyone's heart, right? And your heart is your mind. It says, "As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will." So the Lord put the spirit on these different kings and rulers to sanction their scientists to create these different vaccines and diseases for population control and this, that, and the third. All right, but it's all for the Lord's purpose, because one thing he said gonna happen is his judgment and his prophecy. The prophecy got to come to pass. Now, how it come to pass is that's totally up to him. He's the author. He's the creator. All right. Now let me I'm gonna get one more before I hop back into the lesson. All right. Let me see. This is Daniel 4:17. "This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men." So we got to understand that the Lord is in charge of what we see going on across the whole world. All right, "and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and set it up over it the bases of men." So the Lord, in this present time, the Lord gave the world to the hand of Esau. He gave it to He gave it to Edom. All right, and also Esau, out of all the other nations, he's the basis of all men, the most low. Okay, now let's hop back into the lesson, because I played that, and I want to back it up with the elders. Just a small segment from his video. All right, because you'll see what's going on, and our people are our people are fairly compassionate, sympathetic when they watch certain things like that go on in other places. All right, as long as it's over there. Now when they come over here, I bet you somebody see somebody Asian coughing and they gonna treat them like they got the plague or something. But as long as it's over there, they kind of benevolent. Oh, that's messed up. But what you got to understand is those Chinese people are just as racist as Esau. All right, they just as racist, and now the Chinese, they have racial depictions of us on the level that America had in the 1800s, where it was just blatant. Like I seen personal testimony. I seen a Chinese commercial. It was like in the 2000s, later 2000s, 2012, 13 or something like that. And basically, an Asian man was dirty. They was advertising laundry detergent, and this Asian man, Chinese man, was dirty. And while he was dirty, he looked like a black man, like a so-called Negro. But then he came in the house looking like that, and his woman was looking like, oh my God, what's wrong with you? She threw him in the washing machine, put some detergent in there, and he came out looking Asian. All right, and that was just blatant, But I'm gonna play the video. So that's what the Chinese think about you, man. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, so you don't have no pity on the destruction of the wicked or somebody of another nation, man. All right, so let me get the table of content. Second Esdras, what is that? 15. Let me see. This is 2 Esdras 15 and 46. And thou, Asia, that art partaker of the hope of Babylon, and art the glory of her person. Babylon is America. All right. And Asia is you looking at Asia, you looking at China, you look at the stance they've been taking in the past 20, 30, 40 years, their stance on global economics. They basically coming in the stead of America. They trying to colonize different things. Look, they colonize in different parts of Africa after Esau don't had his field, the different the English, the French, the Belgium, various European countries, because there's no natural resources over there in Europe, so they colonize Africa. And France still own different parts today, which is the economy, that's a large portion of its income. It's those different African, those countries that owe allegiance to them, or money to them, so to speak. But yeah, China is doing the same. I believe China, they got something over there, over here in the Western Hemisphere, over there in the islands, setting up, trying to settle it, get the people money and help them get out of debt to receive land and land grants. And they doing a lot of that in Nigeria, because those the women that they portrayed largely look like Nigeria. And the Chinese, they got a lot going on in Nigeria. All right, so they coming in the same fashion that America coming in, man. That America came in with what they call it imperialism. Okay, they trying to be next, so to speak. All right. It says, "Woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and hast decked thy right." What you saw what they was wearing on that business suits, speaking English, and that's what they do. That's the dress. All right, they dress like Americans. All right. It says, "Because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and hast decked thy daughters in whoredom, that they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee. Thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions, therefore saith the Most High." Yeah, they don't follow America. It says, "I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, to waste thy houses with destruction and death. And the glory of thy power shall be dried up as a flower. The heat shall arise that is sent over thee." So the Lord is going to knock you out of that, even the thought of thinking you got next. All right. Why do the heathen rage and imagine a vain thing? Psalm the 2nd chapter, verse 51. "Thou shalt be weakened as a poor woman with stripes, and as one chastised with wounds, so that the mighty and lovers shall not be able to receive thee. Would I with jealousy have so proceeded against thee, saith the Lord." Verse 53. "If thou hadst not always slain my chosen." Right, so we're the chosen, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American, which makes up the 12 tribes of Israel. And we scattered all over the world. So you think them Chinese people know who the Negro, who the Latinos, Native Americans are in their country? Because we end up mixing, through mixing our features change. You probably got some Asians over there. Well, more than likely, you got some people over there that's calling themselves Chinese. But the government and the people that need to know, they know who they are. I get more than likely those the people that's living in the ghettos, and those the people that's downcast and disrespected by the other people groups. Lord willing, I'm gonna do some research on that and Google it, because you got the same thing that happened in various parts of India and various parts of of people that look just like the other people, but the other people mistreat them and disrespect them. But then when you go into it, you figure out they Israelites, from different customs, even skill sets and abilities, because we stronger and better than all people. And they had this one I was looking at a while ago over there in East India. They had this little village tribe that they was being, racist to, mistreated. But then they wanted to be a force in the Olympics, so they went to that tribe and got to training them up, and that particular tribe represented them in the Olympics, But anyway, verse 53. "If thou hadst not always slain my chosen, exalted the stroke of thine hands, and sang over their dead when thou wast drunken, set forth the beauty of thy countenance." Look, so basically, while we was in the dead state, not knowing we Israelites, they glorying over us, man. This what they do as well. Verse 55. "The reward of thy whoredom shall be in thy bosom, therefore shalt thou receive recompense. Like as thou hast done unto my chosen, saith the Lord, even so shall the Most High do unto thee, and shall deliver thee into mischief. Thy children shall die of hunger, and thou shalt fall through the sword. Thy cities shall be broken down, and all thine shall perish with the sword in the field." It says, "They that be in the mountains shall die of hunger, and eat their own flesh, and drink their own blood, for very hunger of bread and thirst of water. Thou as unhappy shall come through the sea, and receive plagues again. And in the passage they shall rush on the idol city, and shall destroy some portion of thy land, and consume part of thy glory, and shall return to Babylon that was destroyed. And thou shalt be cast down by them as stubble, and they shall be unto thee as fire, and shall consume thee and thy cities, thy land and thy mountains, all thy woods and thy fruitful trees shall they burn up with fire. Thy children shall they carry away captive, and look what thou hast, they shall spoil it, and mar the beauty of thy face. So that's the future of China. Okay, the future of Asia, Japan, those little haughty Asian, various ethnicities, man. The Lord have spoken it. So with that, Lord willing, this was a edifying lesson, hopefully elect. All right, call Allah, Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Wa Ba.